Hello students, myself Janil Popat. We are in the discussion of earth pressure. Until now, we have seen only active earth pressure cases and theories. Let us understand passive earth pressure by Rankine. Passive earth pressure by Rankine theory first for cohesion-less soil, and then we will move to cohesive soil, and then we will learn graphical methods to calculate earth pressure. Let us go in depth for cohesion-less soil for passive earth force. Now, in the passive pressure case, the retaining wall move towards the backfill, right? So it will be the case like this, and at any depth z, it will be kp into gamma into z, which will be my pp. Here, basic equation will be the same. Sigma 1 is equal to sigma 3 tan square alpha plus 2c tan alpha, where sigma 1 is major principal stress, sigma 3 is minor principal stress. From shear stress distribution and shear strength of soil, we can say this. Here, in the case of passive force or passive earth pressure, sigma 1 major will be sigma h, we can say P, and sigma 3 is equal to sigma V, we can say gamma into Z as vertical stress. And C will be 0 here as it is cohesion less soil. So putting C0 and these both values in the equation, I am getting PP as gamma Z into 10 square alpha. Here PP can be written as Kp into gamma into Z, and Kp by default will become 10 square alpha, or we can say 1 plus sin phi upon 1 minus sin phi for this case. So here we will take alpha also as 45 plus pi by 2. Moving forward to this case, here we can say PP pressure force will act at h by 3 height as a CG of triangle of pressure diagram, and pressure at the base will be Kp into gamma into h. So force, if we want to find out pressure force, we can say PP pressure force will be 1 half Kp into gamma into h square. This is pressure force and this is pressure. So if we want to find out pressure force, pressure will be PP Kp into gamma into h, and pressure force will be 1 half base into height 1 half Kp into gamma into h into height h. So it will be half Kp gamma h square. So this is basic idea of passive earth pressure. It is similar to active earth pressure. Let us move forward. It will act at h by 3 height. Now, if the case is with backfill at beta angle, then PP will be Kp into gamma Z only, but Kp value will govern by this. Kp will be cos beta, and into numerator cos beta plus under root cos square beta minus cos square phi, and in denominator cos beta minus under root cos square beta minus cos square phi. It is similar to Ka, but some signs positive to negative and negative to positives are changing. And if the case is with uniform surcharge, for uniform surcharge, Pp will be 1 half Kp gamma h square plus Kp into Q into h. This will be my total force in the case of uniform surcharge Q. If it is inclined back and passive earth pressure, it will be similar. From active earth pressure, Pp will be under root Pp P1 square plus W square, where P1 will be 1 half Kp into gamma h square. So it is identical to active earth force for cohesion less soils. Let us move forward to another theory given by Rankine only for cohesive soils. For cohesive soils, C will not be taken as 0, where in this previous case C was taken as 0. Here, with surcharge, if we want to find out cohesive soil earth pressure, which is passive earth pressure, we can use again the same formula. Sigma 1 is equal to sigma 3 tan square alpha plus 2c tan alpha. Here, Sigma 1 will be major principal stress, sigma 3 will be minor principal stress. Here, sigma 1 will be governed by horizontal stress, will be governed by PP, passive earth pressure. And sigma 3 minor principal stress will be governed by vertical sigma V as gamma into Z. Z will be depth of the retaining wall. And C will not be 0 here. So, PP can be written as gamma Z 10 square alpha plus 2C 10 alpha. Here we do understand that Kp is equal to 10 square alpha, or in some books, in some literature, Kp is also taken as n phi. So Kp is equal to n phi is equal to 10 square alpha. 10 alpha can be written as under root Kp. It is very simple. Or Kp can be written as 10 square 45 plus 5 by 2. We can use these formulas, these little formulas in the numericals. That is why we are discussing this. So from Kp is equal to n phi, we can also write Pp is equal to Kp into gamma z plus 2c under root Kp. That is very much simpler. 10 square alpha can be written as Kp. That is why we can write this formula. And if Kp is equal to n phi, we can also write this Pp is equal to gamma z n phi plus 2c under root n phi. So these are the formulas we can use further in the problems. Furthermore, we can use the same formula to find out pressure diagram. How can we plot this pressure diagram? So let us understand that we have the equation P is equal to gamma z 10 square alpha plus 2c 10 alpha. Here, if I want to find out at base z is equal to h height, I will get Pp as gamma h 10 square alpha plus 2c 10 alpha. And if I want to find out pressure at top, then I can find out at z is equal to 0. Pp will be 2c 10 alpha. So here it will be 2c 10 alpha, and here it will be gamma h 10 square alpha plus 2c 10 alpha. Here 2c 10 alpha can be written as 2c into under root Kp. So this is basic understanding of passive earth pressure. Now you must understand where these pressure forces will act. So if I am considering surcharge only or 2c10 alpha only, then these forces will act at pp dash double dash at h by 2 from base. And if I am considering this triangle, or we can say gamma h 10 square alpha, so Pp dash will act at h by 3 height. Let us move forward to a numerical so that we can clear our understanding. Problem number 8. A retaining wall of height 6 meter has a horizontal backfill with C is equal to 30. So it is a cohesive backfill. And phi is equal to given as 20 degrees. Gamma is equal to given as 20 kilonewton per meter cube. Compute total passive thrust acting on a wall. Here gamma is written as gamma T. So that is gamma total or gamma bulk, you can say. Now let us write given data first. H is equal to 6 meter, C 30, phi 20 and gamma 20 kilonewton per meter cube. We are finding total passive thrust. If we see this diagram, we can clearly understand what do we want to do. Here there is a retaining wall. Again, pressure diagram will act like this. One rectangle, one triangle, as there is a surcharge ideally in the passive earth pressure force. Here a red arrow is showing a rectangular pressure force, green arrow is showing triangular pressure force, and blue one is average or mean of both or total pressure force. So in the active earth case, earth pressure case, we have discussed these type of problems. It will be solved the same way, but some formulas will change. Let us see that. Here Kp will be 1 plus sin phi upon 1 minus sin phi, and phi is given as 20, so Kp will be 2.04. After finding out Kp, I get alpha as 45 plus phi by 2 as 55 degrees. Now I'll go find out first item, pressure due to surcharge. Here PP1 will be taken as 2C into 10 alpha. Here I have also shown in this figure. 2C10 alpha, C is given, alpha we found out, so we can find out PP1 as 85.68 kilonewton per meter square. Now PP1 is what? Due to surcharge, pressure will be like this. Now if I want to find out pressure force, then I will do area of rectangle, and area of rectangle will be base into height. So base is 85.62 and height is 6 meter of retaining wall. So PP1 force will be 514.08 kilonewton per meter. And where it will act? It will act at the center or h by 2. So 3 meter from base. Now for the second pressure due to backfill only, we have to calculate gamma h into 10 square alpha. Gamma value, h value and alpha value is already there. So PP2 pressure we will get like 244.75 kilonewton per meter square. Now I have got pressure number 2, but pressure force number 2 will be like area of the rectangle, area of the triangle, and area of the triangle will be 1/2 base into height. Here we have pressure as a base 244.75 and height is 6 meter. So PP2 will be 734.25 kilonewton per meter. Where it will act? It will act at 1/3 from the base, and 1/3 of 6 will be 2 meter from the base. So this is pressure force 1, pressure force 2. So total pressure force will be PP will be 1248.33 kilonewton per meter, and total pressure force will act at mean of both the pressure forces. So Z bar can be taken as pressure force 1 into height plus pressure force 2 into height by total pressure force. Z bar will be coming out as 2.41 meter. So the total pressure force will act where? 2.41 meter above the base. So that's it. All numericals have been discussed in this chapter. So let us understand Repan's graphical method to understand two things mainly. First, failure or rupture plane, and second one as amount of active earth pressure through graphical method. Previously, when calculations were not easier, graphical methods were used. Also, they are used for approximation of active earth pressure. Let us understand this. If this is my retaining wall, first of all, we have to draw two lines. First line AD, that is ground line with angle beta, and second one, that is line BD, that is phi line. So we have to draw ground line as well as phi line as AD and BD. Now this retaining wall is having some inclined angle theta here. Now we have to draw a psi line which is having angle with line BD as psi. So that line will be named as BH. Then we have to understand where active earth pressure will be acting. So we have to assume some point. At this point active earth pressure will be acting, and it must be having an angle delta as shown. Now take BD as diameter of the circle and draw a semicircle like this. After that, draw a parallel line to psi line, or we can say BH line, from point A on phi line. So I will get a line as AG. After getting AG line, I will draw perpendicular line from BD to semicircle of BD. So from G point, I will draw a line that is GJ. Now I will take BJ as a radius and give it an arc to the line phi line, and this arc will be noting the point as E. Now B is the distance. Now from point E, I will draw a parallel line to AG, to ground line, and it will be named as C point, and EC is drawn. Now same way we can draw BC, and BC line will be my slip line or rupture line of this retaining wall at time of failure. Now this BC line is showing slip line, but if we take E as a center and EC as a radius, we can have some arc on phi line as noting the point K and having a triangle KEC. This triangle, area of this triangle will be critical to understand active earth pressure amount. So, through calculations, we can say in delta KEC or in KEC, CE will be KE. Number of iterations suggests that every time CE will be almost equal to KE, and X will be CE sin phi. What is X now? For this triangle area, to calculate any triangle's area, I have to calculate 1/2 base into width. Now for this triangle, I have to draw a perpendicular from C to line BD. For that perpendicular, I will get the name X, and the amount of value of X will be CE sin phi. So these are iterations, or these are results or conclusions from these graphical method. Now to calculate area of KEC, I will do TA is equal to gamma into delta KCE or KEC, or area into gamma will give you active earth pressure amount exactly from graph. Here delta KCE or KEC will be 1/2 KE, that is base, into X. X was perpendicular to this triangle. So 1/2 gamma CE square into sin phi. So if we know CE value from the graph or from the graphical presentation of this, if we know CE value and phi value, we can get PA easily. So let us move to next method. So Coolmans graphical representation method. Coolman gave graphical method for finding out failure plane as well as amount of active earth pressure. Now this is your retaining wall. First of all, I will draw ground line BE. Then I will draw phi line, and psi angle, psi line. I will be having phi and psi angle already. So I am drawing phi line as line AE and psi line as line AGD. Where active earth pressure will be acting, so we can show a point at this PA will be acting at the angle delta. Now we have to draw a arbitrary failure plane like this. I have drawn all 5 arbitrary failure planes, but first of all we will do what? AB1. There is a one wedge. So I will draw one arbitrary plane A1 and calculate its weight. After calculating its weight, I will draw 5 wedges of same weight like A12, A23, A45 and A5E, like this. After drawing this, I will draw a line cutting A1, and the line should be parallel to psi line. So this line, yellow line, I am drawing that. After cutting A1, I will draw similar parallel line to item number A2, and this will look like this. This will look like this. So I am drawing parallel lines to psi lines and cutting these arbitrary failure planes in some points like this, like this. So these all lines have a point that is cutting A5, A4, A3, A2 and A1. and these all points will draw a curve, and that curve will be known as Coolmans curve. We can give these lines names like 1 dash, 1 double dash, 2 dash, 2 double dash, 3 dash, 3 double dash. So name can be any. Now, this blue curve is known as Coolman's curve or Coolman's graph. Now, tangent to that will be very crucial. This tangent red line will be drawing here a C dash C double dash line. Now, from this tangential point to my AE line, or we can say phi line, will give my line C dash C double dash, and after drawing C double dash to C dash line, I will get a C double dash as length as L, and from passing from C dash I can draw a line AC dash C, and these line AC dash C line will give me slip line or failure line. Here from triangular geometry we can see PA by W. Here PA is shown. Here active earth pressure will be acting in this direction. W, weight of the retaining wall, will be in the vertical direction. Now PA by W is equal to CC double dash by L. Now C point is located here, C double dash. So CC double dash by L. So it is again a different triangle. So from trigonometry we can say PA by W is equal to CC double dash by L. Making P a subject, I will get PA is equal to W into CC double dash by L. Now W can be written as 1/2 gamma H1 into L. Right? What is this W? W is nothing but the weight of retaining wall, and weight here means area of the graph. So from area we can say 1/2 gamma into H1 into L. So that is basically area into CC double dash by L. Now LL can be cancelled out, and we can write PA, total active earth pressure force, will be 1/2 gamma H1 into CC double dash. If we know value of CC double dash, we can calculate active earth pressure from this graph. So that's it for this chapter. We will continue learning geotechnical engineering from next videos. Thank you.